Hello again, everybody. I'm Ed Robinson, and welcome to another edition of Robinson Responds. I'm here to give you my thoughts on the seventh Thursday night football game of the 2024 NFL regular season. We had an offensive showdown between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams would go on to beat the Vikings 30-20. So this game was all about the quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford had an effective game for the Rams. He completed 25 out of 34 passes for 279 yards, and he had 4 touchdown passes to go along with an interception. Kyron Williams had 23 carries for 97 yards, and he had a receiving touchdown. Puka Nacua had 7 catches for 106 yards in his return. Cooper Kupp had 5 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. And Demarcus Robinson had 2 catches for 35 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. On the losing end for the Vikings, quarterback Sam Darnold completed 18 out of 25 passes for 240 yards, and he had 2 touchdown passes. Aaron Jones had 19 carries for 58 yards, and he had 2 catches for 37 yards. And Justin Jefferson had 8 catches for 115 yards. All right, so a couple of takeaways that I took away from this game. First off, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. Stafford is currently 36, but he's not playing like he's 36. If you watch that game, he was able to move around and use his athletic ability to his advantage. Normally, when quarterbacks get past the age of maybe 32 or 33, the athletic ability starts slowing down. In this case, not for Matthew Stafford. In this game, in the win against the Vikings, when there was some pressure from the Vikings defensive line, but Stafford was able to get around the defenders, use his legs when necessary, and was able to throw on the run, and he was very effective. Also, somebody that was very effective in this game, Kyron Williams. Since Williams has been in LA, he's been a secret weapon or an X factor for the Ram offense. There's Puka Nacua and there's Cooper Kupp, and I'll get into them in just a little bit. But as great as Puka and Cooper have been when they're healthy, but Kyron Williams has really been an X factor. He's been a security blanket for this Rams offense. He's a solid receiver coming out of the backfield, but you know his running skills. He's a guy that definitely can get it done, not just catching the ball, but most importantly, running the ball. He is unstoppable. And then Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp coming back from their respective injuries. Puka had over 100 yards receiving. Cooper Kupp caught a touchdown in this contest. Man, these two were definitely missed in the time that they were away from their injuries. The trade deadline is right around the corner. There were rumors that the Rams may deal Cooper Kupp. I don't think so. Cooper Kupp is still too valuable to that Rams offense, and then him and Matthew Stafford, since they've been together, of course, winning the Super Bowl together in Stafford's first year with the team. And then, of course, they have this thing called the Breakfast Club where him and Matthew, they get together. I believe Puka is a part of this as well, where they get together early in the morning and they talk about the strategies for what they're going to do in practice and so on and so forth. But Cooper Kupp being dealt, I just don't see that happening anytime soon. As far as the Vikings are concerned, one thing that caught my eye was clearly the face mask in the end zone. The Rams wind up getting a safety. That's how they wind up scoring 30 points. This was right over a minute left in the game. I know that face mask penalties are not considered to be reviewable, but I think the NFL really needs to change this rule in the offseason. I hope they can do this when they have the owners meeting at the end of the year. I believe the owners meetings are like in March or April. I know it's about a month or 2 months after the Super Bowl, but hey, that should have been that face mask. That was clearly a face mask on Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold. that should have been called. It was not called. But again, the current rule in the NFL is that face mask penalties are not reviewable, but they're going to have to change that, as I stated earlier, somewhere down the line where they have the owners meeting maybe a month or 2 months after the Super Bowl, where they really going to have to look into that, because if it could happen to Sam Darnold and the Vikings, I firmly believe that we're going to see something similar happen again, maybe later on in the year or maybe in the playoffs. But that was a tough break for Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings. But again, face mask penalties are not reviewable. The Rams get a safety, and they say that's the way the story goes, with the Rams beating the Vikings 30-20. So, of course, Justin Jefferson was not to love about Justin Jefferson, right? One of the most explosive, not just wide receivers, but players in all of the NFL. He had 8 catches for 115 yards in the loss to the Rams. So again, Thursday Night Football, we had the Los Angeles Rams beating the Minnesota Vikings 30-20. Matthew Stafford had close to 280 yards passing. He had 4 touchdown passes. Puka Nacua had over 100 yards receiving. Cooper Kupp had a touchdown in this contest. Demarcus Robinson had 2 touchdowns for the Rams in this game. And in the losing effort, Sam Darnold had 240 yards passing to go along with 2 touchdown passes. Aaron Jones, 19 carries for 58 yards, and he had 2 catches for 37 yards. And Justin Jefferson had 115 yards receiving. So again, the final score in Thursday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams 30, the Minnesota Vikings 20. Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.